Thank you, Mr. President, and through you to the members. I rise today in support of Amendment 315 for the Massachusetts Cultural Council. The work of the Mass Cultural Council should come, of course, as no surprise to anyone in the room. Nearly every city and town in the Commonwealth has benefited from a grant or other support from this organization, whether it's a museum, public art, restoration of a cultural facility, or support for arts education programs in our communities. The MCC plays an important role in expanding access to the arts and cultural programming for every member of our Commonwealth. And I'd add, Mr. President, that this is a revenue driver for the state and is an economic driver for the state. Each year, the arts and culture sector generates $1.7 billion in economic impact for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. That includes $1.2 billion in direct spending by arts organizations and $520 million in indirect spending by visitors who come to see our cultural facilities. In addition, the arts and culture sector generates nearly $90 million in annual revenue for the Commonwealth. Think about that. This amendment is for $15 million in funding to support a sector that generates $90 million in tax revenue, mainly through license fees, taxes, and spending by those viewing arts and culture events. It's also worth pointing out that Mass Cultural Council sponsored field trips also served more than 100,000 students just last year alone. 100,000 of our public school students supported by the work of this organization. You know, simply put, the arts are in our DNA and they are the fabric of our Commonwealth. When we invest in the arts, we are investing in our future. I'd like to point out so many of us represent gateway cities, working and struggling to stitch those places into the broader economic story of Massachusetts. We know that the successful game plan to succeed economically in this innovation-focused economy is to marry up our cultural economy with our local gateway city economy. Things like culture districts, public arts spaces, maker spaces, innovation work, the visitors that they attract, the investment that come with it are all so important. So I just close by saying this, Mr. President. You know, Massachusetts doesn't have the best weather. We all know that. We don't have the best location, maybe. We're kind of tucked up in the Northeast. We don't have the most natural resources. What we do have are the most innovative and most creative people. And the economy that drives and the visitors that attracts and the dynamism that creates reverberates out not just to the culture community, but to the broader economy and Commonwealth as well. Which is why this amendment has received such broad bipartisan support in this chamber year after year. I want to thank my colleagues for their support, and I would encourage a yes vote on this amendment. And when the vote is called,
On the matter be taken by a call of the ayes and nays.